Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey calling for more gun safety laws after America was hit with a weekend of violence across multiple cities. Mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, a shooting outside of Milwaukee's NBA stadium, and multiple people shot in a flea market in Texas. Murphy's comments fit the typical pattern from the left, blaming firearms laws instead of the individuals who commit the crimes. So when is the left going to stop blaming the gun and start looking at the true problems that actually cause these crimes, the individuals behind them? Joining me now to discuss is former member of Congress and chairman at Liberty Guard, Bob Barr. Bob, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much, Buck. Good to be with you as always.
So just what are the top gun control laws that Democrats want to get passed if they could now? What are the ones that it feels like there's a menu of things they want to do when it comes to Second Amendment restriction? What are the ones that are at the top of their list right now?
I suspect that they're the same that we have seen and heard from ad nauseum for years. They want so-called universal background check, which means that virtually every firearm transfer between individuals has to go through the federal government for approval. They would like to see also an outright ban on so-called assault rifles, such as the very, very popular AR-15 rifle. And they also would like to see a ban on so-called high-capacity magazines, thinking that this also leads to the tragic event and the evil doing that we saw in Buffalo.
Here is California Congressman Mike Thompson, who seems to believe the way to stop gun violence is to get rid of all guns. Watch this one, Bob.
Every day, 170 felons and 50 domestic abusers are stopped from buying a gun at licensed dealers because of the background check. It works. We know it works. There's a lot of evidence out there that suggests or that clarifies the fact that it works. And as far as anybody who says, well, this bill wouldn't have solved this incident, the only thing that will solve every one is to do away with guns.
Well, we don't think that's an option, but what about his comment here about the background checks? And you mentioned universal background checks.
The fact of the matter is that background checks for a generation now have been required for purchases between an individual and a retailer, a federal firearms licensee. That background check at the point of sale, point of transfer goes back to the FBI, and they have a limited 3-day window within which they can then notify the retailer if, in fact, the prospective purchaser falls within one of the many disabling requirements under federal law. They have a felony on their record. They were dishonorably discharged. They have been adjudicated mentally deficient and so forth. That's been on the books for many years. It does work, but expanding that to include all gun sales would, in fact, pose an unconstitutional impediment on the Second Amendment.